I was gonna leave you guys hanging just a smidge longer because I was munching on this cookie, but then I decided, what the hey, what the hey, let's just go ahead and say hi anyway. Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to LADS-urday. This isn't a dedicated day for lads or anything. I just felt like doing lads on a Saturday, mostly because last night I had date night with my girlfriend, so that was a big deal. We hadn't had a date night in a while, so it was good to get out. We did some dinner, saw a movie. It was all good times. Also, I'd like to welcome in and say thank you to Noble Foxes for your first time chat. Welcome into the stream. I don't know if this is your first time here or if you've been looking before, but I appreciate you coming in here and giving your first time chat. Mad cool of you. You're a cool person. Alright, so talking about last night and seeing a movie, Linz and I went and saw Iron Lung, if you guys aren't familiar with that. Couple years back in the late 2010s, this video game got released called Iron Lung, and it was played by the only Markiplier. And apparently he liked the game so much and he got so deeply invested in it that he went ahead and just made a whole dang movie about it. Boom button, work for me. Thank you. And honestly, it took me a minute. It took me a minute to really, wrap my head around it. Oh, wait, that was my first time chat? Dang. Could have sworn I said something in chat before. It's okay, Noel. You're good. It showed up as a first-time chatter for me, so, yeah. First time. Now we share a special bond. But yeah, welcome in again. But getting back on topic real quick. Iron Lung as a movie was an interesting experience. And having rewatched the Let's Play and also the lore updated version of it, I have to say, pretty dang accurate, with some liberties, I think, added on top. Because there's some stuff that happens in the movie that's not quite addressed in the game, so I think that's kind of where they built on it. I'm obviously not going to spoil it for anybody who's interested in seeing the movie in the first place, but I'd honestly, really recommend it, especially if you're looking for something that's a bit more, not just like a creepy horror experience, but something that takes you on a little bit of a reality bend ride, a little bit, like you're not quite sure what's real and what's not, and they really take you on that trip with the character that Mark's playing, so I'd recommend it. Especially, I definitely would say, watch Mark's lore update playthrough before going to see the movie, because you'll understand everything a whole lot better. But that's my 2 cents on that. I hope everybody else is doing well today and having a good Saturday and staying warm. The temps dropped here again, and so I'm not happy about that, because it is damn cold outside. It is widowy. It is literally 0 right now. Oh, wait, no. My phone just updated it. It's now -2. So, yeah, we got that going on in my neck of the woods. Fun stuff. Heckin' cold outside. But, yeah, so tonight we're going to continue with our playthrough of the LADS MSQ, because we got a whole lot of story to catch up on, and I think we might go an hour longer. Just cause, and I'm also drinking something to help me stay awake for that. Because, the last story does have some good intrigue to it, but sometimes it's just the, I'd say the chill nature of it sometimes, for the most part, can lead to some eepies, so we'll see. All right, let me get changed over here real quick, and we can get that set up. Turn off that. Turn off that. And yes, we need this one. There we go. We are what we call goob at this. We are a professional. And let me also make sure that the game audio is on, because that would be a problem if you guys can't hear it. Alright, game audio. Hang on. Spotify, I got to turn you off and throw you away for a quick second. Silas. Oh, right. Unmute that. There we go. What did I miss? Okay. Another 10 days with you event. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Alright, we should be able... We're going to do a sound check here real quick. Oh, wow. I think Zane's been trying to get our attention. Here we go.
I heard you humming as we left the deep space trials. Are you in a good mood?
Alright, yep, that seems to be coming through. I hope that's coming through well for you guys. I'll crank it up just a little bit. Just a little bit, yeah. Alright. Well, now that we've confirmed sound is going through, time to... It would be the Saturday that everything's like getting like super damn cold that I get onto the story section called hypothermia. Because, you know, like my timing and everything, right? Just my timing. All right, let's look. Let's take a peep. I didn't think I'd have reading off the bat. Taking advantage of Zane being momentarily distracted, the teenager breaks free from his restraints and pulls out a knife from his waist. With desperate, wild eyes, he lunges at him. Oh, that's right, Zane was about to get stabbed. But his wrist is caught and twisted again. The cracking of a dislocated bone echoes throughout the alley. Yeah, about like that.
What exactly is this cocoon you speak of?
Why do you need to know so much?
As if the word cocoon was buried into his nerves, the teenager suddenly jerks away. He clutches his crystallized left arm as he frantically runs to hide up behind me. Spotting my gun, he forcefully grabs my hand and up.
Going to kill me, then let me go. Stay back.
Didn't even let me read. A flicker of surprise appears in Zane's eyes, but that moment of uncertainty quickly fades, and his usual coldness returns. Zane, why are you here? And why are you, beating up this teenager? Zane, who should be away on a business trip, is in a remote alleyway in the middle of the night with an Alterum teenager. He was addressed as Dawnbreaker, too. Hang on, I got words to say about this. Zane, for somebody who is, a public-facing doctor, a doctor who's easily recognizable by his features and all that stuff, you didn't think to cover up at least a little bit? I'm just saying. I mean, I'm all for, like the Dark Batman vibes and everything, but this seems a little bit unprepared. Something isn't right. Questions pile up one after another in my mind as I assess the situation. I slowly try to free my hand from the teenager's grip.
You?
You haven't gotten to the point where death is necessary.
Zane and I speak at almost the same time. I'm once again taken aback by the coldness in his voice. Oh, he's so mean.
But after tonight, that might change. The crystals will erode your body. Your skin will be split open, and your bones will be ground to dust.
Oh, jeez. Harsh.
When it reaches your neck, you'll lose your voice. No one will hear you scream.
The person I met before is the same one standing before me, yet this version of Zane feels like a stranger. His voice is cold, his gaze is cold, even his breath is the epitome of coldness. Well, I mean, lady, he is kind of standing out in the middle of the snow. I don't know how you thought that would be any different. I really don't know where your powers of observation here are kind of failing you. Something seems to trigger a memory in the teenager. His voice trembles as his body curls like a bow being drawn back. He buries his face into his knees.
You're right. They all died like that after emerging from their cocoons.
Oh. Cocoons.
I want to live. But if I'm going to turn into a monster, what's the point?
Huh.
Rather than let the cocoon turn me into a mindless monster, I'd rather die.
Well, this took a dark turn. Zane remains silent as he lowers his gaze as ice crystals silently form in his palm. Is he really gonna do this?
A dignified death doesn't exist. Thinking you're in control of the situation by choosing to die, you're only comforting yourself with a lie.
Alright, who let Zane drink the edgelord juice? Who gave it to him? Show of hands. Who gave it to him? Who's responsible? I just want to talk.
Did you escape just so you could die like a dog?
Don't lecture me with that nonsense.
Oh, he's lecturing you with that nonsense, but, yeah. The teenager straightens up and lunges at me again, his hand trembling uncontrollably, yet he grips my gun with all his strength, refusing to let go.
You're a hunter. A hunter's gun can kill a monster like me, right? Pull the trigger already!
Bang, bang, bang. I won't do that. Can't be serious. With a flick of my wrist, I toss the hunter's firearm away and kick it out of reach. The teenager desperately lunges for the firearm, but Zane catches him by the waist and pins him against the wall. Stay calm. Focus on my breathing. Exhale. Inhale. You're trembling. I know you don't really want to die, so stop saying it. After several seconds pass, the teenager finally comes to his senses. He nods as if he is emerging from a trance. I steal a glance at Zane. His expression is completely serene and unmoved. It's as if he's an aloof observer standing at the crossroads between life and death. I move closer to Zane, firmly hold his hand in place, and give the teenager a gentle smile. You heard what we said, right? He said you can't die yet. He's the best cardiac surgeon in the city. If he says there's hope for you, then you can be optimistic about the future. And I'm totally ignoring the fact that he just tried to, icicle shish kebab you a bit earlier. You know, nothing like that happened. No, nothing like that happened.
He's a doctor?
I know he might not look the part right now, but he really is the best in the field. Just don't misunderstand his intentions. He's a little bit on the edgelord side right now. You know, that's fine. Just let him play some Crush 40 and he'll be over it by tomorrow. You need to go. Now. The teenager freezes for a moment, and as soon as Zane shifts his foot ever so slightly, the teenager spins around and runs away. Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. Ay, 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 ay. Late into the night, the streets gradually darken. The light reflected off the snow makes the street lights appear soft and dim. After watching the teenager leave, I turn back to look at Zane, who feels like a stranger. The small animal of an unknown breed stubbornly refuses to let go of his coat. It whimpers as he pushes it to the ground again. Now that it's just the two of us and this dog? Question mark. Anyway, you can tell me what's going on, right? Did your business trip end early? Or did Axo Hospital call you back for an emergency? While I'm still asking questions, Zane bends down to pick up the snow-covered scarf. Then he stares at me as if I'm trying to confirm something.
Is this yours?
Huh? If I remember correctly, this is the scarf you picked out 3 days ago.
Oh, then it's mine.
As soon as he says this, Zane walks right past me. You don't know me? Why are you suddenly acting like you don't know me?
Should I know you?
Oh, no, it's the case of the dual personality or of the amnesia mana. He's for gore. Chat, he for gore.
If there's nothing else, I'll get going now.
But your home isn't there.
I know.
He stops in the snow and gives me a cold glance over his shoulder. His voice is devoid of any emotion.
The subway station is this way.
Alright, chat, take your bets. 1's in chat if you think it's a split personality. 2's in chat if he had a trauma response that made him for gore. And 3's in chat if you're fat and sassy. Okay. On the empty street, our footsteps crunch in the soft snow. With his tall stature and long legs, Zane strides quickly and widens the distance between us. I have no idea where he's heading or why he's acting like he forgot who I am. All I can do is quickly quicken my pace to catch up with him. Zane, answer me. I step in front of him and block his path. A mix of frustration and disbelief makes my chest tighten.
What's the matter?
That's my line. Has your Eve all gone out of control again? The puppy whose species I don't recognize catches up to us. Its gaze flits between him and me.
No. I'm perfectly fine.
I'm just really pouty about it all of a sudden. Zane casually brushes me aside and continues walking.
Hey, I think a couple is breaking up in the middle of the street.
I mean, it's not your business. The puppy quickly shakes the snow off its body and gives me a sympathetic look, then runs after Zane, who's already walking away. The two figures soon become dots in the snowy night. Whether it's because of frustration or anger, I stubbornly... S-L-O-I-H-K. Walk away without looking back, but after a few steps, I suddenly feel like something's wrong. Well, obviously. Wait, the direction Zane's heading in. My heart races as quickly follow the footprints in the snow. Races. Zane lies unconscious in the ground with his brows tightly knitted as if darkness is dragging him down into its depths. Oh, my aching blood! Zane? I crouch and shake his shoulders, but he doesn't respond no matter what I do. I can't just leave him like this. I try to help Zane up. As my fingers brush against his neck, I feel a layer of frost. It's unnaturally black. Yep, it's the alter ego, guys. Could this be related to his nightmares again? A heavy sense of foreboding weighs on my mind, but getting him out of here comes first. I struggle to support Zane's weight as I drag him along one step at a time. Why was he talking about taking the subway? This path actually leads to my apartment complex. You know, you gotta give it to, like, MC. Like, for being a small girly pop, she does really, like, try her best to just, like, lift these large men's. Just lift them up. In the dream. 'Cause I've dreamed the dream as I've gone by. With his weight pressing against my shoulders, even a usual short walk home felt endless. Zane and I practically collapse onto the bed together. The snow from our coats scatters onto the floor. A little white animal anxiously bounces back and forth on the sofa. I pick it up and gently shake Zane. Hey, Zane! Zane, wakey, wakey! Come on, Zane, wakey, wakey! Time to finish the edgelord bit now! His eyes remain closed. A streak of black silently emerges from his sleeve and creeps on along his veins until it reaches the back of his hand. The black ice that appeared on his neck has already spread to this area. I need to wake him up from this dream. I reach out towards the side of Zane's neck and gather my power. Zoop. Almost instantly, I sense the chaotic, surging power raging throughout Zane's body. Like a force that's been suppressed for eons and is now finally breaking free, a bone-chilling cold surges forth. It makes my entire body shudder. The power within his body is unstable. That's why he lost consciousness. That moment, Zane's eyes snap open and he grabs my wrist.
What are you trying to do?
He grabs my hand and pins it. Encased in ice, my wrist is already stuck to the wall before once I realize what's happening. I take several deep breaths to compose myself. I'm trying to help you treat the black ice. When did it start appearing?
While I was dreaming.
He lets go of my wrist, and the ice crystals dissolve with it. I guess there's no point in asking. To my surprise, the black frost didn't disappear after our resonance. It stubbornly remains on his body. Nevertheless, Zane appears much better than before. Remembering how cold he felt, I take out a thermometer to check Zane's temperature.
Extremely low temperature detected. To protect the device and extend its service life, the system will be automatically turned off in 1 minute.
Oh, he's not just cold, he's a Zanesicle. The reason for the extremely low temperature isn't concerned and tries to prop himself up. Seeing this, I pull out an old-fashioned infrared thermometer and aim it at him. Freeze. Yup. I press the sensor against his forehead and playfully pull the trigger.
You're being childish.
As expected, he doesn't move. Beep. Lost in thought, I stare at the screen showing his abnormally low temperature. No wonder all the surveillance cameras at the crime scene were damaged by extreme cold. Even though I'm not sure if it'll help, I take out 2 fever pills and hand them to Zane along with a glass of warm water.
That's medicine. It's bitter. I'm not consuming it.
Yep. Oh gosh, he's reverted to a child. You're a doctor. You, of all people, can't complain about bitter medicine. For what must be the first time in his life, Zane's face shows an expression that can only be described as okay and... Not knowing how to help him recover, I head to the kitchen to make fresh carrot juice. I doubt it'll do anything, though. In fact, I think it'll turn into a slushie. Make him drink it. Drink this instead. It's your favorite.
You know my preferences that well?
Zane seems genuinely thirsty. He takes a glass, hesitates for a moment, then chugs it in one go. Well, do you want to give a more detailed review this time? He meets my gaze as the entire glass of carrot juice turns into a solid column of ice in his hand.
It's awful.
I see your hatred for carrots is written on your DNA. As the night deepens, the hustle and bustle outside my window gradually fades into silence. I gather every blanket and quilt in the house to stack on top of Zane. Then I crank my heater up. Just bury the man under the blankets. Just go. Just all the blankets.
I'm not cold. I've already
excuse
told
me.
you this. Take these blankets away.
Why don't you take them off yourself?
I don't have the strength.
Then don't move. He purses his lips only to furrow his brow for a moment later.
You've been fussing over me for a while now.
I mean, that's kind of what I do. I just fuss, fuss, fuss.
Is it for a particular reason?
We're microwaving him. Yeah, we're setting him to thaw. You're important to me. Uncertainty flickers in his gaze.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's being a widow soon, even though he doesn't really remember. I don't want him to see my expression, so I turn away. The real reason is simple, actually. When he falls silent, I push away my chaotic thoughts and turn his cold face towards mine. Dawnbreaker, you're very famous. So don't you dare run away or disobey me, or else
You'll what?
I'll feed you more carrot juice. He asks softly. His chin is still tilted up on my hand as his gaze falls to meet mine. I'll make sure you won't live to see tomorrow's dawn! Dun 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 dun! We're very dramatic. We're very dramatic. Everyone calls Zane the sane one until you realize he has MPD and one of those personalities is a serial killer. Okay, so that's the Okay, we're making notes now. I yank the blanket up to block his voice and gaze in the darkness. Is that literally what we call the personality, the darkness?
What you described is not the first time this happened to Zane.
Oh, thanks, Dr. Noah. Glad to hear your refreshing, chill candor about the subject. I mean, I guess all the guys are even now. You know, I really can't make a comment because you're right.
I witnessed it once when he was doing research with me at Mount Eternal. He became a complete stranger overnight, and no one knew what happened to him.
He's just a little bit traumatized. I figured this wasn't the first time Zane had been in this state. Dr. Noah's words only confirmed my suspicions. How did he recover from it?
That's something only he knows.
Over the phone, Dr. Noah sounds just as troubled as me.
Back then, he ventured deep into Mount Eternal by himself, as if he had something to do there. When we saw him the next day, he had returned to his usual self, the one we all knew. I guess whatever he needed to do was done.
Mount Eternal. That place seems to be hiding a burden that Zane has never been willing to speak about. But my intuition tells me that whatever changed in Zane must have happened before the Mount Eternal incident. Those black ice crystals, seemingly out of reach, they linger somewhere in the depths of my memory. Sounds like the plot of a horror movie. Finally, Miyoji-kun is here. I've been trying to catch you all day. How's it going, bud? Good to see you. Miyoji, dude, it's been a minute. How you doing, dude? Hi. Also, though, sounds like the plot of a horror movie. I mean, I think there's been like a couple horror movies that came out in the recent years on the subject of MPD. Dude, for real, how you doing? I'm doing alright, you know, just keeping on, trying to stay warm. Wait, is this LADS? Yeah, you caught me on a LADS stream, Miyoji. The stream all about the pretty men. Yeah. Usually do it Fridays, but last night I had date night with the girlfriend, so. Not gonna lie, this game is lit, and it's very tailored. Don't mind the serial killer arc in the Otome game. Look, to be fair, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a $1.50. Let's keep it a $1.50, Linz. Let's be real. Women enjoying the thought of a relationship with a serial killer is not something new in the lexicon of interests. This is nothing new, and honestly, this is probably like the safest form of that shit going on. Whoa, date night, where'd we go? What'd we do? So, Linz and I went out to dinner last night, and then after dinner, we saw Iron Lung at the local movie theater. Yeah, Miyoji knows what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Iron Lung, I loved it. What you think? I honestly feel like I understood the movie a lot better after I watched the updated lore playthrough that Mark did a long while ago. Because honestly, like, when you when you know what happens in the movie and then you revisit it with the lore given in that, like, it was pretty one-to-one aside from a few things I felt. Like, in terms of, like, accurate video game adaptations to movie, that one was pretty close to one-to-one, if we're being honest. When I open the door again, I find a ball of white fur sitting by the bed. It's wagging its tail at me. We got a new friend. When did you sneak in? As I get closer, I notice the creature is contained within a semi-transparent dome made from the icy ball. It restricts its movement. I don't even need to ask who did this. I'm being pinged. Oh, okay. Zane really doesn't show mercy, huh? The puppy-like animal lets out what sounds like a bark of an agreement. I reach out to dispel the evil ice barrier. Then I sit down with the creature in my arms. It was so good, I'm planning to catch it again. Nice, dude. I hope you enjoy. Honestly, like, I think one viewing was, like, good enough for me, especially now with seeing the lore and all that stuff. Like, I don't know. I felt like there was, like, enough within that movie itself that, like, I was satisfied with one viewing. But who knows? That might change. Now closer to Zane, I can see his eyelashes trembling in his deep sleep. They're like the wings of a weary bird that's finally resting at home. I don't know what you're dreaming about, but I hope they're sweet dreams. Good night, Zane. Loki, I'm just doing it to gas up Mark. Dude, like, seriously? That movie, with a budget of 3 mil, like, according to the wiki, has already made, like, 27 mil. Like, more than tripled its initial, its initial budget, man. That's crazy to me. But, you know, definitely got to hype the man up. Oh, yeah, that cast is getting a fat bonus. Yeah, it's a fat bonus. The big time paycheck. And from what I watched of Mark's cheat playthrough of the game, he is definitely hyped to do something like that again. So we might see more Markiplier films as this goes on. In the stillness of night, only the white creature notices a faint sound. A subtle energy seems to be flowing. The white animal's ears twitch as it looks up at Zane and the girl's joined hands. More indie films, please. I know. Chat, never that I thought that we would be in the timeline where Markiplier, YouTuber, will be fighting Sam Raimi for the top director spot in American cinema. Like, top movie. Life is weird, man. A subtle energy seems to be flowing. The white animal's ears twitch as it looks up at Zane and the girl's hands. The cold, corrosive sensation gradually fades. A warmth surges through Zane's cold fingertips like water traveling through a leaf's veins. For this soul that's been trapped in nightmares for so long, the unmelting black ice covering his body finally recedes bit by bit. Hey, Miyoji, enjoy your lurk, and I appreciate you being here, dude. I had an energy drink ready for this, but I am still affected by the sleepy. How dare. How dare.
The investigation into the altar room and the unidentified suspect is still ongoing. We urge all citizens to remain vigilant, avoid spreading rumors, and exercise caution when traveling alone at night.
It's already the next morning when I wake up. Groggy, I prop myself up and press my temples to clear my mind. We hit the reset button. Beside me, Zane is still asleep. It's a rare sight at this hour. I lean closer and slowly become aware of his steady breathing. I watch as it slightly stirs the fabric across his chest. Okay, so she's not checking his breathing, chat. She's just just keeping an eye on those man titties. Don't worry about being silent, Rathlon. Look, like, straight up, we appreciate the lurkers here. So even if you guys aren't talking, like, appreciate you guys hanging out with me and just, enjoying the vibes. That's the big thing to me. Like, if you're lurking and you're just enjoying the stream your own way, that's cool. Only thing I ask is, every once in a while, just hit that retention button, the bnuuy button. That way it counts you. Just every once in a while. Yeah, she's looking out for those manatees. And we poke. Oh yeah, he deep in sleep. This is payback for making me haul you home through the heavy snow yesterday. Poke. And that's for freezing my hand to the wall. Holding back my laughter, I give Zane's nose a gentle pinch. It really hurt when you froze my wrist, so I'll pinch your nose for that. MC out here just, like, doing the most damage here. She is absolutely just be heckling this man. She is doing the most. By God, that man has a family.
Is messing around with people while they sleep a habit of yours?
I feel his warm breath on the top of my head. My breath hitches as I feel his slightly weary gaze. Zane? The morning light filters through the curtains and falls onto his tousled hair. We like the word tousled around here. Looking into those eyes, I can tell that familiar Zane has returned. Well, they swapped shifts. It's back to Zane.
Yes.
Joy wells up inside me as I wave my hand in front of his face. Are you finally awake from your nightmare? Hello there, good night. I'm watching this live with Portugal and I'm subscribed to your channel. Oh, welcome, Monica, Sophia. Welcome from the YouTube side also. I don't know a lot of Portuguese, but I will say obrigado. Welcome in. I hope I got that right. Thanks for hanging out. Alright. You finally awake from your nightmare. He nods. And as he stretches his neck, I see the black ice on his body has completely disappeared. So, I mean, he's basically Venom. When we think about it. When the black ice is taking over him and stuff. You're actually back to normal!
You could phrase that differently.
Well, okay, fine. You know what? We'll say that, you switched the roster. Day shift has switched with night shift. He is no longer assumed direct control. Gosh darn it, badumtis. Before he can say more, I embrace him. He doesn't pull away and gently wraps his arms around my waist. Congratulations, I'm the first person you saw when you woke up. Tee.
Yesterday, when I was in that nightmarish state, did I trouble you?
Nah, at most you were just kind of rude and edgelordy and broody. But it's okay, we got you back by making you drink carrot juice. You were a little child. Oh no. Oh no. Lindsay, is the murderer personality also regressed childhood? Is that what's going on here? That's what's going on here. You were cold, distant, and had an unpredictable temper. You were even a little childish. But that was still you, wasn't it? I just think of it as seeing another side of you, Zane.
Why do I hear a hint of disappointment in your voice?
I mean, I am just a little bit disappointed. Seeing that cold and willful side of Zane, even for one night, reminded me of when we barely knew each other. I feel at ease as everything falls into place. A moment passes and I look into his eyes again. How much do you remember about yesterday? Zane rubs his temple and sits up.
It's a little hazy, but I remember most of it.
He just wasn't in the driver's seat.
Jake.
Hey, G-Pace, welcome in. Welcome back. Always good to see you, bud. G-Pace in the
Today
house.
is my
favorite
pet
pet
animal
animal called
called
platypuses. Yes, is it? Chad, if you're not familiar, our favorite best animal is platypuses. Even though sad for you, they are endangered. Including how you froze my electronic devices and hand to the wall, and how you even told me not to be nosy. She's gonna hold this against him for like at least a good month. He glances away for a moment before his gaze calmly returns to me.
I also remember how you stacked blankets on me. and did a test with carrot juice.
And he's going to hold that against us for life.
They became more frequent after I returned from Chansha City.
Mmm.
And in those dreams, I always forget who I am and what I'm supposed to be doing.
The greatest thing ever existed because of all that makeup a ploppity plus. Yes, exactly, G-Pace, exactly.
The me in my dreams, however, has his own mission to complete.
He presses his lips into a thin line and looks at me like... I like this. Am I like Zane now? The guilt he feels is clear. For some reason, the scene from last night flashes through my mind again. It stirs up emotions I can't quite name. Well, there's no more black ice on your neck and hands. Your palms were warm too. It's safe to say that you passed the physical examination. Welcome back to reality, Zane. I open my arms and wait for him to initiate the hug this time. Hagushite! Zane hesitates before leaning down, then he wraps his arms around me. His warm breath brushes against my neck.
Good morning.
Aww. And that was the line in which all the Zane girlies died. So, Jake, who's your favorite? My favorite, like, love and Deep Space character? Well, that would be Silas, just because I find his story to be very interesting. And, like, the whole, his whole side of the whole backstory thing, I think is, like, it speaks to me as a hopeless romantic. Even though, you know, he starts off as kind of a jerk, but he adjusts. And then my second favorite would probably have to be Zane, even though now we're learning he kind of has a case of the alternate moderator personality thing going on. But, you know, like, at his core, as a character for Zane, I still, like, enjoy who he is, like, that kind of stuff. He has this, I want to say, it's not repressed, but it's this muted directness to him that I really appreciate, because he's not really, like, hiding how he feels to that kind of stuff, like, all too much. It's just very, like, reserved, and I kind of identify with that a little bit. What is up, my brother and Silas? What's up, Seve? How you doing? How you doing, dude? Well, I saw you earlier over in Round Mouse stream. But yeah, G-Pace, those are my faves in Love and Deep Space. Before taking Zane home, he accompanies me to the association. I'm going to update them on my progress in the Alterum investigation. Dawnbreaker vanished overnight. Some people on the forums joked that he had been broken by the dawn. Abadamtis. The police investigation has hit a dead end, and the relentless snowfall is still the biggest obstacle for gathering evidence at the crime scene. While waiting for Zane to finish shopping, I sit in the car and look at today's news.
Ever, which announced the Fountain of Atay initiative, has revealed the first phase of the project, the Val Sanatorium.
Ooh, the sanatorium.
According to several reports, Val Sanatorium is using medical pods called rebirth cocoons to treat patients with protocore syndrome.
Rebirth cocoons. You know, it might just be my age showing a little bit, but I remember around the late 90s and early 2000s a good trilogy of movies where cocoons were replaced with humanity, and you know, people weren't cocoons, and there was kind of a Yeah, it wasn't the best situation, now that you think about it, really. But damn, did it introduce a lot of people to Rage Against the Machine. I see that, Sippy. To treat patients with protocore syndrome. Rebirth cocoons? My mind quickly latches onto this word. I heard this term yesterday.
You're right. They all died like that, after emerging from their cocoons. Rather than let the cocoon turn me into a mindless monster, I'd rather die.
Hang on. Lindsay just sent me something. Sorry, she's getting real. She's enjoying the newest update and where winds meet, and I gotta do like more of the multiplayer stuff in that game because there's some nutty shit that goes on in that game. The cocoons the Alterum mentioned must be these rebirth cocoons. Seeing my troubled thoughts, the white creature pushes his fluffy self from the backseat to settle on my lap. Are you trying to comfort me? Thank you. When Zane woke up, I asked about the animal. He said it belonged to some distant relative. So Mystery Boyo has some ties to Zane. As for why he got lost, stole my scarf, and refused to leave Zane's side, Zane says he's not sure. So, what kind of creature are you? I decided to take out my phone and use its image recognition feature. As the screen refreshes, it shows a majestic Baije, the divine beast of antiquity, knows all beneath heaven and earth. And it's very fluffy. With trembling hands, I cup his face. My gaze travels through from his clear eyes to the tiny horns protruding like fresh sprouts near its ears. As I struggle to find the right words, Zane returns to the car. He has a bag of chocolates and dog food. Since you brought dog food, why don't you keep him? After all, your robot vacuum is the only other living thing in your house. Shouldn't it have a friend?
That won't be necessary. My robot vacuum has its own social life.
Through the windshield, the warm glow of our headlights cuts through the heavy, snowy gloom. A figure is looking around while standing near Zane's house. It's a young boy in plain clothes. He's holding books in his arms. As soon as we get out of the car, that boy's face lights up with excitement and anticipation. He spreads his arms wide. Forgotten, the books fall to the ground.
Emissary!
Emissary. Elidibus? Guys, Zane was Elidibus the whole time. Le gasp. I know, Sevi, right? We're learning so much. I do remember them talking a good chunk about an emissary earlier on in this bit of the story, so now we're getting some identification. The emissary. The emissary. The unfamiliar teenager rushes towards Zane, who's standing behind me. What, did the kid just, like, suddenly go through, like, an age time skip between between the story bits. You said he was a kid. The mysterious little creature, wagging its tail, runs over as well. Soon enough, all three of them are tangled in a group hug.
Let go of me.
The teenager steps back, then he excitedly scoops up the small animal.
So that's where you went, Shuchi. Why didn't you tell me?
I guess for a teenager, that kid's voice box is taking a good minute to drop. Watching this harmonious scene between human and animal, I'm touched. But then I quickly become confused. What did he just call you? Hold on. What did he just call you? Is he role-playing as your servant? Or your son in a fantasy setting?
Don't jump to conclusions.
Too late, we're
He's
already
a
leaping.
distant relative, and he loves sci-fi movies and cartoons. I suppose his latest hobby is running away from home.
But now that I'm looking at him, this kid reminds me of... I studied the boy's round face, his straight posture, and those mature eyes sparkling with excitement. Come to think of it, there really is a teeny tiny resemblance. Hey! Before I can finish my sentence, Zane swiftly taps his knuckles against the top of my head. Don't dare pedal.
You should channel your brain power into writing a research paper instead.
I'm just teasing you. I know you didn't look like this when you were young. I lean down to get a better look at the boy. He has delicate features and appears to be around 11 or 12 years old. But he's not even a teenager! He's preteen! Do you live in Lincoln too?
Well, you could say that. I live in the Fractal Library.
Excuse me?
In a nearby residential area.
Something tells me that Zane's coached this kid on his story before, and it's not quite sticking. The Fractal Library? I've never heard of it before. Is it a new building? Knowing he's related to Zane, I find myself adopting a gentler, friendlier tone. Is this little guy your pet? What breed? Actually, what kind of animal is it?
He's just a regular pet dog. He's not special. Go on, Shuchi. Bark.
Y'all are full of it.
That's not the correct sound.
Guys, I think your coordinated cover story is kind of falling apart. Oh, we do got an ad break coming up, guys. If you've not been here before, we do take 3 minutes every hour just to run some ads and chill out for a little bit. So, if you guys aren't subbed or anything like that, take these 3 minutes to get up, stretch, get some water, that kind of stuff, and we will be back shortly. I will be pausing the game to wait for you guys to come back. And same thing for the YouTube folks over there. Again, we'll just take those 3 minutes, and we'll be back shortly after that is all said and done.
Okay, now shake.
The small creature glances at me, then at Zane. He swallows his pride and places his paw in the boy's palm. Zane stands by the wall with his arms crossed. When he sees my skeptical look, he looks away. The boy's face relaxes with relief as his expression shifts to one that says, I told you so. Yeah, guys, I don't think your cover is going to hold up. Can you spin? Can you speak? Can you speak? Maybe I'm the one losing my mind here. Seemingly unable to watch any longer, Zane waves his phone.
I just got a text from his parents. They're going to pick him up.
Already? Can't you stay for a while longer?
I was actually planning to stay for a while.
Ahem. Zane's sharp gaze sweeps over the boy. I might be imagining things, but the child and the dog freeze.
Right. I wanted to say hello. Uncle Zane will send me home.
Okay, yep, there's the ads. We will be back real quick. See you guys in 3 minutes. All right, chat, we back. We back for more story time with Zane and their loosely put together cover story.
It's cold, so you should head inside. I'll see him off.
He's getting ready to yeet that boy. In the dim daylight, Zane watches the girl wave goodbye. She's out of sight once she closes the door behind her. The boy catches a snowflake in his palm and silently watches it melt.
Why did you come here?
Oh, now we're getting the actual story. Hearing the scrutiny in Zane's voice, the boy's expression shifts to match its severity.
7 years ago, you promised to take up the position at the Fractal Library. I traveled here because I'm asking you to fulfill that promise. You were selected as the emissary of the Divine. Astra ordained it, and your nightmare is the greatest proof of this.
Oh, so because he's the emissary, is that why? That's why he's got the split personality thing going on? Well then. Zane speaks before the boy can say more.
I also said that I had my own choices to make and more important matters to attend to back then.
The boy's expression grows serene, and his voice carries a maturity unlike the one a few seconds ago.
Was becoming that version of yourself in the nightmare also a choice? People think they're making choices most of the time, yet they're unaware that all these options lead to one inevitable outcome.
Moida?
Fate falls upon us like this snow. It is silent and inevitable. And you too are destined to become...
He trails off, and the only sound that can be heard is nothing more than a barely audible sigh.
Since you haven't made up your mind, there's no point in me staying here any longer. But
The maturity and composure vanish as the boy's voice shifts back to a childlike tone.
I left the excesses bracelet you made for me at the library. Can you make me another one, please?
Hey kid, sometimes knowledge of the future should be kept to yourself. Goddamn right. After a resigned sigh, an ice bracelet materializes around the boy's wrist.
Thank you, emissary. I'll take my leave now. In any case, you're welcome to find me at the Fractal Library in Lincoln City. I'll be sure to visit you again as well.
And again and again and again until you take the job. The boy slightly raises his hand, and his fingertips touch the air as a geometric shape gradually unfolds. He bows before stepping into the door woven from countless folded dimensions.
The emissary is a liar. I counted every single day for 7 years.
Listen, kid, the fader might be lower, but it's not completely flat. As if drawn to his accusation, the wind and snow seems to follow through the vanishing door. They're silent. The snow ceases, and Zane remembers the first time he entered the Fractal Library. Even though it's called a library, its exterior was remarkably ordinary. It was a building nestled in a quiet corner of Lincoln City's silent streets. The young boy begged him again and again, so he pushed open the slightly weathered wooden door. There were neither bookshelves nor defined boundaries. Instead, an endless garden with intertwining paths appeared before him. And a library that seemed to belong to another world stood at the point where those paths converged. As soon as Zane stepped into the backlight, he raised his head and saw countless bookshelves. They reached towards a tower's summit where sunlight poured in. The library's shelves were endless. They were like stairs that led to another dimension. Then a young person approached them and claimed that Zane and the young boy were the administrators of this place. In addition, Zane was destined to become the Fractal Library's owner. The young person told him that the Fractal Library, which stood at the intersection of dimensions, didn't really exist in any galaxy. It didn't belong to any civilization either. And each book in the library contained the fate of a world. Zane wondered if his own fate was among them. Perhaps his nightmares were hidden within a page of these large volumes from the moment he pushed open the door. On the night he returned home from the library, Zane had a different dream. I dream a dream as I've gone by. In that unfamiliar world, he wore robes as he walked in a very tall tower. He was leafing through an ancient tome. Between its pages lay a jasmine petal from a spring day, and that spring day belonged to a timeline that he had erased with his own hands. It would forever remain unknown to anyone. Oh, is that the version of Zane that's, the version where he's got the sex altar and the glowy bits? Is that the one they're referring to? I mean, just inquiring minds want to know. It did say, like, he, got rid of that universe that was in those pages by himself, so, there's certain things inferred there. Welcome back, Wrath. So you're saying he got rid of the backblast Christmas tree? I guess so. He did. I guess so. Just as Zane enters the house, I finish roasting the tangerine. Wait, girl, what? You're roasting tangerines. Chat, Chat, have you heard of this? Roasting tangerines? Chat, I didn't even think that was possible. I'm gonna have to look into this. Roasting tangerines. When I glanced out the window, I realized the snow had finally stopped. Did your relative leave already? He must have a strict family.
Yes. He needs to go home and write his reflection paper.
There is a distant quality to Zane's voice. I sit down beside him and hold out one of the roasted tangerines. But again, like, roasted tangerines, that's really my first time hearing about that. The weather is perfect to for roasted tangerines. Game, at least let me catch up with the concept. He stares at me for a long time before finally eating a piece of the tangerine.
You don't want to know what happened during the past few days when I disappeared?
Well, I mean, kinda, maybe, sorta. We didn't want to, like, poke you too much, but also, I'm also going to need an itemized detail report by tomorrow morning. Hang on. I skipped that. If the explanation is going to be filled with medical jargon, then no. As for the rest, Zane will tell me when he wants to. And if he doesn't want to, that's his choice. He can't help but smile at my deliberate emphasis on those last words. He takes the half-peeled tangerine from my hands. Soon after, a warm orange slice is brought to my lips.
I said goodbye 3 days ago because I had accepted Carter's invitation. I'll be joining the Fountain of Vtuber research project.
So Zane's gonna be our man on the inside. Huh? Seeing me choke and cough several times, Zane raises his hand to pat my back.
It's ultimately an excuse. Something unexpected happened, and the nightmare arrived before I could carry out my plans.
He's gonna go do some sleuthing.
Lately, Oxo Hospital has received a large influx of unusual cases involving protocore syndrome patients. Some died shortly after hospitalization. Others transformed within a month and became
An Alterum.
All these patients had recovered at Val Sanatorium after entering a medical pod called the Rebirth Cocoon.
Val Sanatorium, according to the news report of this morning, is the first phase of the Mountain of Vtuber.
Carter told me that Ever will soon hold a press conference to demonstrate the Rebirth Cocoon's effectiveness to the public.
They're just gonna unleash a whole bunch of cocoon people on the general public. Lovely. Wouldn't that mean more unsuspecting protocore syndrome patients will go to Val Sanatorium?
We can't let them do as they please. I want to stop Ever's plans, not just for the protocore syndrome patients.
Zane trails off as he lowers his gaze.
I want to make amends for a mistake. One that should have been corrected years ago. Yet it still haunts me to this day.
Look, Zane, everybody makes a typo once in a while. I realize that for Zane, this carries a greater, more painful significance.
I know I disappeared without a word before, but will you come with me this time?
Oh, we're going on a field trip with Zane. Asking me like that isn't fair. I know he helped me so many times before, and I'd agree to any request he makes. It's just, I still need a reason. Now that he's finally revealing everything to me, I won't let him have his way so easily. I'm not that kind of girl. What's in it for me? The whereabouts of the Aether Core, dirt on Never, or more leads about the biometric key? A few sweet words aren't enough to make me risk my life with you. I need a more convincing reason, or I need a more tempting reason. We'll go with convincing.
Do you remember what you told me about the deep space collision chamber at the Gaia Research Center?
Oh, that thing where I nearly blowed up? Yeah, that was a time. Yes, they conducted experiments to create me, their precious energy source.
Ever plans to restart that project? The new program they're showcasing at the sanatorium might be related to it.
They're gonna create another me? But I'm the only me. We can't have multiple girly pops running around. Sorry, I went over that real quick. Zane, please repeat that.
Isn't that a very convincing invitation?
One more time for the Zane girlies.
Isn't that a very convincing invitation?
Yeah, I thought so. Dazed, I see something flicker out of the corner of my eye. A fluffy white tail. Zane and I turn around at the same time. Chi-Chi, aren't you supposed to be with your owner? Crouched near the robot vacuum, Chi-Chi whimpers. Those clear, innocent, round eyes look at me first and then Zane.
You're staying here to watch the house.
Well, looks like it. In the white testing facility, a row of circular medical pods lines the room. Surrounded by the soft silver light, they float in the air. Their translucent walls gleam with tranquility. Exquisite and graceful like meticulously crafted crystallises, they pulse and contract with the rhythm of the beating hearts. At any moment, it seems their contents might break free and soar towards the sky. Oh, hey, it's fight time. It's time to fight. Time to fight.
We'll depart when you're ready.
Luminivore.
Don't rush.
He looks like one of those bounty hunters from the Metroid Prime side games. Know what I mean?
Here it comes. Leave it to me.
Mostly the DS game.
Perfect. I'll show you.
Watch out.
I'm okay. Let's
He's like,
take
yeah,
it down.
look at me. I got the one arm with the blade.
It is weak. Now's
I'm a
the
real
time.
tough guy.
Dr. Zane.
Fall back. Leave it to me. Victory is within reach of recover. Be careful. Don't face it.
I'm about to hit you with my double sword.
Eat this.
Keep your distance, or else you'll get hurt.
My turn.
Watch
Yeah,
out.
we really can't keep their distance. We're a frontline fighter here.
It's getting ready to attack. It's your turn.
No problem.
Keep your turn. Stay safe. Don't get distracted. Let's call it a day.
I'll give it a taste of our strength. My turn.
It is falling apart.
Dr.
We
Zane.
did it. Kind of, maybe, sort of waiting for it to
It's your
die.
turn.
Die time. There we
Now's
go.
our chance. The snow
Now
has
it's dead.
Let's head back.
Now it's dead. Oh, why? Do do. All right, White Sepulchre. The Sepulchre. The next day, after driving west on the highway for 2 hours, patches of green vegetation finally appear amidst the desolate landscape. Looking through the window, I can see the distinct distal dome of Val Sanatorium loom in the morning mist. After yesterday's events, we decided to tour the sanatorium as visitors to investigate. The Fountain of Atay, the rebirth cocoons, the press conference, none of these can be tackled in a single move. However, we can assess the situation first before planning our next move. We're smart. Are we almost there? I feed the last cookie to Zane as he drives. He nods and takes a moment to gather his thoughts before speaking. He's also got like mouthful of cookie.
There are things I need to tell you. The technology used in the rebirth cocoon is from a research project Carter and I worked on when we were in medical school.
Uh-oh.
Back then, I began researching the application of protocors in implantable devices under Dr. Noah's guidance. It was also something I was interested in personally.
Oh, so it's all your fault.
At first, the research progressed smoothly. Yet when we started doing experiments... We need to stop researching this.
Uh-oh.
The protocore energy has completely corroded the heart. Our experiment failed.
But the heart started beating again. It just grew some black crystals, that's all.
Oh yeah, that's no problem whatsoever. Also, black crystals,
Did you know? The lab mouse we performed a protocore implant surgery on transformed into a wanderer and devoured its fellow test subjects.
Carter, you sound a little too happy about that.
Zane, our experiment wasn't a failure. We succeeded! We've discovered humanity's next evolutionary form! We definitely need to visit that barbecue place near the campus tonight to celebrate.
Oh yeah, we created a wonder, so let's go get some barbecue to celebrate. I'm feeling like short ribs.
The experiment didn't lead to new life. It turned people into wanderers, minions of a protocore. It was a Pandora's box that should have remained sealed. I destroyed all the related research data that day. I hope to keep this truth buried forever.
But then Carter figured it out. But Carter didn't see it that way, huh?
No. He named it X-Heart and took it to Xander Sciences.
Xander.
It was later implemented in the rebirth cocoon, which is the first step in the Fountain of Atay.
After finishing his story, Zane falls silent. However, his grip on the steering wheel indicates he's still caught in his memories. This is the mistake he wanted to make amends for. Not wanting him to dwell on the past, I clear my throat and lighten the mood. I used to think about how if we had gone to the same university, I would have dragged you out to have fun every single day. We watched the flowers bloom in the spring, enjoy the summer rain, collect autumn leaves, have snowball fights in the winter. But based on what I heard, you must have been too busy to do any of that with me. Jacob-chan, you have a very specific logic here, and I don't know how it works, but it seems to work.
Not at all. In our lab, we always said it's best to take a 4-hour break while data is being collected. Then we can see the results after. So during those times, I would have been available at least.
MC, he's saying like he would have gone with you if you just asked. What's the flowered room? Basking in the sunset. Play hide. It's his very restrained way of like being direct, being like, "Girl, I would have made time for you. Come on."
I was joking.
Or not.
If you were there, I would have always made time for you.
See? That's our guy Zane. He's very, very reserved, but he's also very incredibly straightforward. The car turns onto a newly paved road, passes a sign that reads Val Sanatorium, and comes to a stop in the parking lot.
I'm not familiar with the sanatorium's interior layout. If you encounter any danger during this visit, remember not to go in alone.
And then, as soon as they step in the sanatorium, just like a huge claw machine comes in and just kind of like whirs over MC's head and just sort of like plucks her out behind him, like, because they know she's coming. Up, and it skipped right past it. I was going to read that game. Carter, who's here to receive us, wears a casual white business suit. Only a navy blue butterfly pin adorns his collar. Oh no, guys. It's terrible. He's dressed as Colonel Sanders.
Have you been waiting long, Zane?
No, we just got here.
Carter leans down towards the car window. Upon seeing me, his eyes crinkle, and his smile widens.
When Zane called about needing 2 visitor passes, I had a feeling you'd be accompanying him.
I still want nothing to do with you. I compose myself. Smiling politely, I step out of the car. But just as I'm about to speak...
Let's skip the pleasantries and head inside.
Good man, Zane. Good man, Zane. Following Carter, we enter the long corridor that connects the parking lot to the sanatorium's lobby. My gaze falls on the emblem at the entrance. Under the curved shape of the following: Eternity Vanquishes Evolution Restraint Group. Ah, that's what Ever's short for. But it's Everg. Without a doubt, this is Ever's logo. Carter activates the scanner, and a white light immediately sweeps over Zane and me. A cheerful electronic female voice speaks, Hatsune Miku!
Visitor identification verified. Zane. I am Telomere, the AI management system of Val Sanatorium. Welcome to our facility.
Whew. Oh gosh. Wee woo. Oh wait, no. Oh, yo. I don't know. I would have been hoping for like a Sekai Day. We hope you have a good year here at the sanatorium. The doors slide open. We enter the first floor lobby of the Val Sanatorium. Pristine white surrounds us. The ceiling is unadorned, its white surface seamlessly integrated with the recessed lighting systems along its edges. Beneath our feet, the gentle light bathes the white marble floor and illuminates every corner of the lobby. It's just, everything is just white on white. I swear, it's like, mid-tier apartments people rent nowadays. Everything is just painted white. This place seems...
bright yet oppressive.
Yes. Pristine, silent, and unchanging. It's as if time itself stands still within these walls. In this environment, Zane and I stand out like two stains on an otherwise white canvas. A few doctors in white lab coats pass by us. Although they were quietly discussing patients' medical conditions, they nodded in Carter's direction.
Since Zane personally asked me for visitor clearance, I should give you two a proper tour.
Side by side, we follow Carter as he leads us to the reception desk in the center of the lobby.
I see the Fountain of Vtuber finally caught your interest. All those phone calls over the past month weren't in vain.
I really knew you'd finally listen to me around call number 15! But you know I was committed to go all the way to 20.
But I'm curious, what made you change your mind?
Carter stops in his tracks by the reception desk. He turns around, his signature smile returning with narrowed eyes. He's just kind of doing that weird... I know exactly what he's doing. He's doing this look here. Ready for this, chat? He's pulling this one. What made you finally decide to do it? What made you decide, Zane? What made you decide, Zane? Huh? What made you want to do it? Okay, we'll stop creeping everybody else out, including myself.
You kept talking about humanity's future. I wanted to see if it would actually come to pass. Besides, nobody knows Exhard better than me.
Carter's eye twitches. After a long silence, he suddenly erupts into a fit of laughter and shatters the lobby's tranquility. You're saying you're such a kidder.
Good. You've convinced me. Everyone deserves a second chance at redemption. Remember, Zane, I gave you this chance.
Chat, do you think Carter's ego took a hit in the way back when Zane tried to destroy everything in the past? I don't know. I get the vibes. He says he's the past is behind them, but I don't think he left it behind whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? I think he might have taken it a little personally, but I'm not one for reading into the social cues or anything too much. You know what I mean?
And what about you, Miss Hunter?
When I receive this question, I deliver my carefully prepared response. Get hecked. Since Zane is joining the research project, I wanted to see what it's all about. Carter tilts his head. His gaze flits between Zane and me before settling on Zane. The amusement in his eyes is obvious.
I see. Even the strongest relationships need a solid foundation. I'll make sure you get a good position here.
Meanwhile, internally, Carter's going, "It should have been me!" He turns around and shakes the brochure stand next to him. He just grabs the whole stand and starts... The neatly arranged brochures scatter in disarray. He pulls out 2 copies with a smile. He gives them to us. Okay, then.
The only downside to this place is that it's too by the book.
Yeah, because that's not, a red flag whatsoever.
But I guess that doesn't really affect you, Zane.
It's about complicated medical cases. The thin booklet methodically categorizes various diseases that conventional medicine has yet to cure. It's like a university department, and the facility's patients are eager students with a thirst for knowledge. A commotion breaks out in the distance. I look up. It's a group of elegantly dressed visitors being led into the lobby by a receptionist. They're being guided upstairs for a tour. On the staircase leading to the second floor, several patients in white hospital gowns are walking down the steps. I expected to see many high-profile figures in this place, but even then, I never thought I'd see her. Karen. Who's 43 years old, is a war correspondent. She's won numerous prestigious journalism awards. She spent years reporting from the front lines, faced countless life-threatening situations, and has earned a large amount of respect in society. A year ago, she was attacked by a wanderer, got protocore syndrome, and rarely appeared in public since then. I've met her a few times at Axo Hospital. I heard she was one of Zane's patients.
Dr. Zane, it's been a while.
Noticing us, she comes over to say hello. Zane acknowledges her with a slight nod.
Ms. Karen?
Someone of her caliber choosing ever? That's probably the best endorsement they could ask for.
I heard that when she left Axo Hospital, she had less than 2 months to live. Her daughter had just learned to say mama when you handed her a death sentence. How cruel.
How cruel.
Dr. Carter, the patient in room A504.
Carter gestures for us to wait a moment. Then he takes a few steps to discuss something with the man at the front desk. Noticing my silence, Zane stops in his tracks.
What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about maybe getting a Subway sandwich. I'm in the mood for meatball. It's nothing, I just realized that Ever seems to have a knack for exploiting human vulnerabilities by any means necessary. How else could they gather people from different backgrounds and beliefs and make them devoted to a single cause? I mean, she's got that right.
The key to obedience isn't promising heaven, it's using hell as a threat.
And that's religion, everybody!
After all, everyone fears illness and death.
Footsteps, accompanied by a small, familiar voice, approaches from behind. I turn.
We meet again, Miss Hunter. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Benedict, the director of Val Sanatorium.
You. From what I remember, he had another identity. I met him at the place where an Alterum died. You're the detective who spoke to me that day.
I'm honored you remembered me, Miss Hunter.
He smiles not with the embarrassment of someone whose identity has been exposed, but with the composure of a performer waiting for the audience reaction to a grand reveal. Alarm bells ring in my mind, but he quickly shifts his placid gaze to Zane.
It's been a while, Dr. Zane. Welcome aboard.
Sus. It's all sus. Alright, we're at the end of chapter relay. Let's go. It's just gonna be us beating up a bunch of things. With a Dwagon Man. I really need to get back on, like, leveling the rest of my cards. Dwagon powers. You're going to activate. I send you over, my Dwagon Man, to go and fight my battles for me. And he is like Doomsday and all that jazz.
Doesn't matter whose place this is. It's
Doomsday?
descends.
Bring it on.
Don't mind me just going around here and swinging my great sword.
If you say so.
I think it's awful great.
Get too close. That's my spot. Just starting to enjoy this.
You can have as much as you
Doomsday?
Love that that comes with such a big area of effect.
That's exactly how you should use this info.
Hey, wait a minute. Is that the behemoth from the Final Fantasy XIV?
You put up a good fight.
I think that was its legally distinct cousin. Wait, what? No. I did not mean to click. I did not mean to click that. Getting a little too eager. Okay, now we can pursue. All right. We're just waiting. One of these days, Infold will create that PC client for Love and Deep Space, and this won't take as long to load.
Stay focused. We'll be collecting.
Doomsday?
Descends. I guess it's gonna fight dirty.
Bring it on.
Let's settle this in one fell swoop.
You were sloppy.
My eyes were locked on you.
It's your turn.
Okay, if you say so.
You aren't so bad yourself. Doomsday?
All right.
The ruler of all.
Waves 2 of 3, wave 3 of 3.
You're too close.
We'll be done soon.
Spot.
Don't mind us.
It's time to eat. Be careful. Don't let it hit you.
My turn.
Are you up for a joyride later?
Where do you want to take me?
Guess.
Should be one more, chat. One more. And then we'll be ready to start the next section. Oh my god! Oh my goodness, Grambles. There's level 36. Do. Alright, let's see what we're fighting this time. Oh, heck, it's a deer. Oh, dear.
Here comes the Doomsday?
Descends. Let's settle this in one fell swoop.
Bow down.
At our feet. You're too close. my spot.
Won't escape.
Do.
Doomsday?
Descend.
Desire.
The ruler of all.
It's almost dead.
It won't take long for us to be done. My turn.
It's time to eat.
It's your turn.
Don't mind the drop in frame rate, guys. It's just how the emulator is.
We still have time. It's time to meet the maker.
That was quick.
I haven't even caught the scent of fear yet.
Whatever you say, Salsa Man. You know, it still strikes me as odd that, like, his voice has gotten so recognizable that they can actually catch his voice in a freaking salsa commercial. I mean, good for the guy for getting more work outside of LADS, but still, that's just funny to me. All right. Where are we at with Death and Rebirth? Guys, we're actually in the last section of Death and Rebirth, which means we'll be starting 2R yesterday pretty soon. How about that? We're closing in on the end. Crazy work. Yeah, we'll go on a bit longer. We gotta download the resources first, but, you know, we'll get started. Benedict extends his hand as a friendly gesture. Zane barely returns the handshake before quickly withdrawing. Meh. Cooties.
Wait, you two know each other? Why didn't anyone tell me?
'Cause you make it weird, Carter.
Dr. Zane and I met at Mount Eternal. However, it was a brief encounter.
I remember. I didn't expect us to meet again here.
When Benedict is introduced, I learn that he was once a distinguished doctor. He served as a mentor for a group of new recruits during the Battle of Mount Eternal. However, he withdrew from the position at the halfway point for personal reasons.
We're not officially open to the public yet, but this sanatorium has already become the preferred choice for many patients. As the director, I'm truly grateful that everyone has embraced the philosophy of the Fountain of Vtuber.
Through the glass walls lining both sides of the corridor, the sanatorium's new patients can be seen. They are undergoing a physical examination. Each patient is accompanied by their assigned medical staff member. The checkups proceed quickly with virtually no waiting time. When you hear rebirth cocoons, what comes to your mind?
Metamorphosis.
Outside the ascending elevator, the stark whiteness of gradually gives way to green. A vibrant garden appears before us. And suddenly, everything clicks. When someone returns from death's door, and this is the first thing they see. A crescent-shaped corridor encircling a towering tree, surrounded by emerald-like grass dotted with vibrant flowers. The area overlooks a circular azure lake. They feel like they've been given a second chance at life.
To be frank, we need Dr. Zane's help to improve our experiment's success rate.
Benedict, I don't know if you noticed, but Zane's kind of got a little bad case of the alternate personality with a penchant for the moida. That might put a damper on your efforts there. He speaks as if he's discussing the statistics rather than matters of life or death. If there's still room for improvement, shouldn't you inform your patients about this so-called success rate?
They're aware. The patients who've been given terminal diagnoses voluntarily agreed to participate in the experiment. It's a deal with mutual consent. Besides, who would choose to wait for death's certainty when given the chance to roll the dice of fate?
Third floor.
As the elevator doors open, an unexpected gust makes me squint. Before me is an unfamiliar white corridor. It's empty and clean as the way that you're making me feel tonight. The doctor is lined with separate... not the doctor, what am I saying? I'm losing the ability to read here in real time, chat. What? You might say I'm a VTuber or something like that. The corridor is lined with separate rooms on both sides. And through their semi-transparent glass, I can see egg-shaped experimental pods. Ooh, chat, behold the egg. It's an egg. Here are the rebirth cocoons. Their mysterious nature has been revealed. Mounted on bases lined with energy circuits, they emit a gentle glow. Contrary to what we expected, Carter and Benedict seemed quite willing to show us everything. Yet what we see feels like a meticulously crafted exhibition before the visitors. The light bathes everything in soft, warm tones to create a sort of cocoon effect. Even the air filtration system can be adjusted to simulate different scents based on mood. Every detail was made to spark a desire for life and create an illusion of truly being alive. The soft hum fills the air as fluorescent blue energy flows through the tubes and rapidly enters the chamber. The connected monitor displays the rebirth cocoon's interior in real time. Inside, a young girl receiving treatment clutches her chest. She takes deep, labored breaths. Pain covers her already pale face as she breaks into a cold sweat. Her hands tremble, and she soon starts convulsing. Seconds after the device activates, her breathing steadies at a remarkable rate. Her convulsions stop. As time passes, her breathing finally becomes regular. Exhausted, she closes her eyes and seemingly drifts into a deep, dreamless slumber. The video feed sparkles with light as text appears to indicate that the treatment is complete. Benedict presses a button on the wall, and the treatment room's smart glass returns to its opaque, milky white state. Alright, she's done cooking.
Dr. Zane, these should interest you the most. The treatment consists of 7 sessions. Patients show significant improvement in health indicators after each one.
He hands over a document that contains experimental data from several test subjects. Zane's gaze lingers on the first page for half a second before turning to Carter, who is standing to the side with a self-satisfied look.
I won't be sugarcoating anything. Your experiment has failed to meet its objectives. You've lost control of the cellular mutation process.
You could have used a little bit of sugar.
Listen, this girl over here made me drink carrot juice earlier. There is no joy. There's no sugar to be had.
Zane, the rebirth cocoon is our most successful experimental product to date. Our ultimate goal is to achieve humanity's perfect form through genetic and cellular reconstruction.
Without a hint of emotion, Zane glances at him. Then he taps the data success rate column with his knuckle. I could punch this paper right now.
These numbers are far from perfect.
Someone's using his expertise well.
As the creator of X-Art, I can tell you that your so-called success merely uses the existing technology to temporarily delay the disease's progression.
Yep, he's being schooled.
If it fails, there's a likely chance that the patients will transform. Then they'll begin to turn into wanderers.
Every treatment carries risks. If we only relied on your safe methods, then...
Zane closes the files and hands them back to Benedict. His expression remains calm throughout the exchange.
Of course. I understand you're challenging the impossible. That's why I decided to join. I enjoy challenging the impossible.
I'll also show you how to do it right. As they continue their thoughtful verbal sparring, my gaze is drawn to the curved floor-to-ceiling window beside us. Outside, patients in white hospital gowns walk across the verdant lawn. They create an unexpectedly peaceful scene. At that moment, my heart detects a strange energy. It pulls me forward. This feeling, it's just like before when I was in the ruins of the Gaia Research Center. I gently nudge Zane. He understands and takes a step to converse with Benedict and Carter. Then he successfully leads them away. Run to distraction, Zane! In which Zane switches fully into shit-talking mode. After making sure no one's around, I slip into the descending elevator.
You're not allowed in there, miss.
I see.
You can't go there either. Miss? Visitors are restricted to the public areas on the first and second floors. We aim to respect our patients' privacy.
Hang on, I gotta see. Okay, yep, they're just saying that we can't go there either. I turn to meet the receptionist, polite, yet very wary gaze and nod. Alright then, I'll head back. It was that way, right? I point to a spot in the distance. Confused, the receptionist turns to look, and I prepare to make my escape. But I'm yanked by the hem of my top. What? The faint energy I've sensed disappears. We got yoinked. We got heckin' yoinked away. Undercurrent. In the hallway, the receptionist has finally noticed my disappearance and is looking everywhere for me. The sliding door closes. I turn around cautious, only to find myself face to face with someone familiar.
You're the young lady who accompanied Dr. Zane.
Oh, hey, Karen. Miss Karen?
Allow me to properly introduce myself. I'm Karen, a patient with
Karen.
Vtuber syndrome.
I'm sure she just introduces herself like that with everybody, you know, just carefully like, hey, Karen, how you doing today? I am Karen. And I've made my jokes about the some of the dubs before, so we'll leave it alone for this part. A sliver of light from outside filters through the Venetian blinds. It illuminates her gentle features. She extends her hand. Oh, we got an ad break starting soon, guys, so quick reminder, we're going to take the 3 minutes once that rolls, and then we'll be back after that. She extends her hand, then yet steady towards me. I politely return her handshake.
I know you and Dr. Zane are here to investigate the Fountain of Vtuber, or rather, the Rebirth Cocoon. However, the press conference for it is coming up, and you're not the only ones keeping an eye on things.
Mm-hmm. You said exactly what I was thinking. Are you also undercover so you can gather information? She nods, but after a moment passes, she shakes her head.
Sort of. My original reason for coming here was simple. I wanted to live. Isn't it strange? After all, I was a war correspondent who once risked everything on the battlefield. Yet, after returning to civilian life, I'm afraid of death. I even believed in far-fetched promises.
When it comes to matters of life and death, I have no right to judge, let alone interfere with others' choices. Yet I also wondered, if I were a patient, would I pin my hopes on this experiment despite knowing full well how absurd it is? But I hesitate, unsure if I should reveal what I know.
You want to say that this experiment is turning people into monsters. Those things called the Alterum.
The Alterum.
I was there during the Battle of Mount Eternal. I saw people transform into monsters with my own eyes.
Oh, jeez.
Whether you're trying to stop it or investigate it, 2 people won't be enough to treat this as a simple matter.
Oh, jeez. We need more. We need more men. She turns around and opens a drawer. She takes out a small, elegant notebook and hands it to me.
This may seem sudden, but I need your help. And I believe you might need mine as well.
Alright, break time. We will be right back shortly. Alright, we are back. We have returned. Oh, it's pending. Okay.
It'll be necessary to prevent this press conference from taking place.
But why would you? Questions flood my mind, but I can't find the right one to ask.
As it stands, I'm their most successful test subject.
And she might turn into a monster pretty soon.
That visitor just disappeared around here.
Uh-oh. They're looking for me. The receptionist I managed to shake off earlier hurries toward us. Karen might responds with a slight smile. Karen.
Take this with you. When you get out, tell them you saw the patient in room A107 faint. You were just escorting me back to my room.
I understand. Thank you.
Miss, how did you end up here? Is there anything I can help you with?
Yeah, I just fainted it into A107. I mean, A107 fainted it into me. I mean, teehee, pero. The patient in room A107 just collapsed. You should check in on her. While skeptical, the receptionist quickly summons doctors and nurses. The quick response suggests Karen's presence carries a special weight here. For my first visit to the sanatorium, uncovering these crucial leads is more than I could have hoped for. As for those secrets that lie deeper in a shroud of mystery and finding a way to stop Carter and Benedict's plans, that'll take more time. I wonder how Zane's doing. I should act like I don't know anything when I meet up with him. Pushing these thoughts aside, I carefully hide the notebook on my person before heading towards the main white building. La 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 la, I don't know anything. As the tour is about to end, Carter is once again urgently called away by his assistant.
As the creator of Exhart, seeing your technology destroyed because of a momentary lapse in judgment, do you feel regret or disbelief? I had imagined both reactions, yet I see neither on your face.
You must have been away from the operating room for too long, Mr. Benedict. You seem to have forgotten that showing emotions on one's face is the most ill-advisable thing a doctor can do.
Benedict smiles and chooses to ignore the sarcasm.
I'll be honest. I don't trust you, Dr. Zane. But no one else has your outstanding qualifications and experience.
That's right, he's the man.
It's precisely why I want to bring you on board, even when I know you don't agree with our philosophy.
Gonna change everything from the inside.
Since you're being candid, Mr. Benedict, I'll also discard the pleasantries. As I've said, I want to challenge the impossible. We each have something to gain, no? This collaboration could work.
Is challenging the impossible your only reason? Will you really let others handle your life's work? Don't you want to find out who created those Alterum?
I think he already knows who created the Alterum.
You certainly enjoy speculating about others' feelings.
I just can't help but wonder, if your bold experiment back then was completed, would the results have been different? In any case, Miss Hunter will tell you about her impressions of the tour after she's done with her disappearing act.
The clamor from downstairs seeps through the window and causes subtle vibrations in the air. Calm as always, Zane meets his gaze.
I look forward to our cooperation in the future.
Very intriguing. Very intriguing. Yeah, we'll keep going for a couple more. Just a couple more. We're almost done with this thing, dude. Almost done with this section of the story, and then we can start fresh with the new one. It's gonna be real good. And just like that, our first tour comes to an end. After leaving the sanatorium, life with Zane seems to have returned to normal. Barely finding a moment's rest, he rushes between Axo Hospital and the sanatorium. For the time being, Ever seems preoccupied with the grand vision with the Fountain of Atay. The leads related to the Aether Core have also gone cold. Meanwhile, Protocore Syndrome cases are multiplying at an incredible rate. Axo Hospital's emergency room is constantly overwhelmed. Medical teams worldwide continue to test new treatments, but the results remain disappointingly ineffective. It's as if a deity, somewhere in the cosmos and uncertain about the world's fate, keeps listlessly rolling the dice again and again. Or, maybe somebody, not saying Carter, but somebody could be,
My wife is critically ill, and you're just letting her die.
Uh-oh, it's Joe from the Bronx. We're in danger now.
Where's Dr. Zane? Isn't he the leading expert on Protocore Syndrome? Why can't he see us first?
Doctor, my child was perfectly fine yesterday. Why did the condition worsen?
In the break room for the Division of Cardiac Surgery, the doctors and nurses can finally get a minute of rest. Exhausted, they slump into their chairs.
We're humans, not gods. We want to take care of everyone too.
Poor Grayson.
In 3 days, Ever will officially unveil the Rebirth Cocoon at their press conference. It is designed to treat Protocore Syndrome. We interviewed Ms. Karen, one of the first patients who underwent this treatment. She will appear at the press conference. We might be witnessing a medical revolution. Only time will tell.
Everyone remains silent as they watch through the transparent partition in the door. from the corridor, they observe Zane's focused expression.
Isn't Dr. Zane supposed to be on leave?
Officially, maybe. I bet he's just busy with other projects.
Things just aren't the same without Dr. Zane here. Seeing him around makes me feel at ease. It doesn't matter how exhausted I am.
Yvonne lets out a deep sigh and turns to open the storage cabinet. With practiced ease, she breaks 2 dietary glucose sticks to hand out to her colleagues behind her.
Let's eat these and give it our all.
Sugar sticks! Ba-ba-bum-ba-bum.
Doctor, if I get sick, will I turn into a monster?
Immediately, like within 5 minutes.
No.
Really? Will from the bed next to me said these crystals will eat us and turn us into big monsters.
Dr. Zane, I'd like to process my child's discharge papers. If you could...
Lexi's condition has shown improvement. I advise you not to transfer hospitals at this time.
But everyone's saying Ever has a new treatment. We really want to try it.
I know, I'm working on it. It's full of shit.
The pulmonary artery aneurysm has ruptured. There is insufficient blood volume for circulation. Dr. Zane, we can pronounce the time of death.
Oh man, this man's gonna get so burnt out that Killer Zane's gonna wake up again. He is all worked up.
Time of death, 2:23 a.m. Notify the family.
Man, he has it so rough. Using the walls to support himself, a teenager in a warm green hoodie staggers along. He stops to catch his breath after each step. Every organ feels twisted and turned inside out. His nerves scream from the agony and pain. They threaten to rob him of his strength to stand up. His vision blurs as he collapses against the wall. His arm shakes uncontrollably as he tries to brace himself. Something races beneath his skin.
I'm not a monster. I don't want to become a monster.
The violent urge surges through him once again as he stares at his hand. They're covered in sharp crystals. He's fighting against the impulse to plunge them into his own heart. Yet he can't bring himself to do it. Cold snowflakes fall onto his body that reaches a fever pitch. A man's steady footstep approaches. Up. He stands at the end of the road, his tall figure nearly blocking out all light from the street lamp. This teenager can still make it out, however. Murder Zane is back!
You're the killer. Or the doctor. We meet again.
This isn't a coincidence. I'm here specifically because of you.
Is that so? Am I turning into a monster?
Monster. He forces his eyes to close for a moment. Even his vision is starting to blur. A man clad in black slowly approaches him. The teen feels an unexpected sense of peace.
I knew you'd save me.
Just as something foreign bursts through his skin to strike at the man before him, the teen hears the crystalline sound of ice forming beside his ear.
It'll be over soon.
The patient in room A103 is experiencing memory loss, continual emotional detachment, and exhibiting behavioral patterns that differ from usual. 3 days after entering the rebirth cocoon, the boy from room A210 disappeared without a trace. The patient from room A379 experienced a violent episode while awaiting treatment. The rebirth cocoon's performance has improved. I was chosen as the ideal test subject. They believe I'm the closest to success.
The notes Karen gave me consist almost entirely of observation reports on other test subjects. Her journalist instincts make her distrust this research project from the start. She had already noticed something was off about it. This is... A war-increased photo slips out from between the notebook pages. Its edges reveal the countless times it had been handled. In the photo, Karen is holding a little girl who's no more than 3 years old. Both of them are smiling at the camera. Is that her daughter? I quickly understand why she wants to live despite her doubts about this project. Yeah. Kids will do that. When did you get back? The breaking dawn appears outside the window as the sky goes brighter. Perhaps it's just my imagination, but I think I see those black ice crystals on his arm again. But when I move closer to check, it seems I'm imagining things. Zane watches me without saying a word. I realize that I only came over last night to help feed Shichi, but I got so caught up in analyzing the clues that I accidentally fell asleep on the couch. Sorry, I went a little overboard when I made myself at home. A moment passes, and a faint smile tugs at the corner of his lips.
Is there a passcode in this house that you don't know?
I clear my throat and hand him the notebook. I try to prevent us from getting sidetracked. In any case, I believe Karen is our best lead right now. Recently, Ever has made a public announcement about their best test subject who will make an appearance at the press conference. Unlike those big spenders and socialites, Karen has a positive, approachable image. She also has a good reputation in the eyes of the general public. They're trying to use her to build public support and convince more people to believe in their cause. By giving me these notes, she probably hopes I'll help her stop the press conference, or even put an end to the project altogether. So I thought. For a while, I've been talking to myself. Then he hugs me from behind. Zane?
Yes, I'm listening.
His embrace is gentle. It's as if the slightest touch might shatter something fragile. Did something happen?
It's cold.
To think someone who's like snow could feel chilly. I pause before turning around to embrace him. Aw. I'll stop talking about Ever. But if you're really tired, please make sure you rest properly. Will you do that for me? Aw. She hugged the murderer personality. Alright, countdown. We're heading for a breakdown. There are less than 36 hours remaining until the press conference for the Fountain of Atay. Atay? Atay? Before returning to the sanatorium to stop it, Zane and I quickly come up with a plan. Yeah, that's right, we got a plan, guys. We're just planning this whole thing. Come on, game, work with me. I need to approach Miss Karen again to figure out a surefire way. Meanwhile, Zane, who had already had connected with the core researchers, will cover for me. Whether it's diseases, wanderers, or the Alterum, they all stem from humanity's instinctive fear of things beyond their control. The deeper this fear takes root, the more likely people are to mistake absurdity for miracles. And whenever appears as a savior, they will gain a congregation of devoted followers. Zane, the energy source I detected wasn't my imagination. I'm still not confident in utilizing the spatium core, but another visit might help us discover something new.
All right.
Zane nods. I was prepared for a lecture about not abusing my power, but he says nothing. Here, put it on. To ensure the mission runs smoothly, I borrowed cutting-edge equipment from the association. The state-of-the-art invisible earpiece, modified by engineering progeny Simone, is now no bigger than a grain of rice. I also have a small energy firearm. It's capable of bypassing most detection systems currently in use. I place the earpiece in my ear and gesture for him to come closer. Zane obliges and leans down. Mup. 1 cough to turn the mic on, 2 coughs to turn it off, and tap to adjust the volume.
Thank you.
I'm not sure why you're being so polite, but as soon as the comms channel opened, deafening audio feedback blasts my eardrum. I clutch my ears in pain. I stagger back just before Shichi's mischievous attempt to trip me succeeds. Zane catches me by the waist. Oh! He can't help but laugh. This is the first time in days that I've seen genuine joy in Zane's expression.
You...
Eh? I frantically clamp my hand over his mouth. Wait until I adjust the volume before you speak! I can feel his smile widening beneath my fingers as I use my other hand to adjust the earpiece. Sound check. Zane, say something.
You've never asked about the reason for why I picked that as my research topic back in medical school.
He remains close to me, his breath warm against my ear. It's almost as if I can hear his heartbeat. The path of medicine is a noble pursuit, Dr. Zane. You strive for academic excellence. You also want to find a meaningful purpose in life.
It's a good guess.
Back then, when you decided to destroy what could have been a world-changing discovery, you didn't hesitate. World-changing. It's the kind of honor most people would cherish for a lifetime, yet he seems genuinely unbothered by it. Zane must have chosen to stop the experiment because he foresaw the consequences of its potential misuse.
I had considered including your name in the acknowledgments of my paper.
Oh, what a sweetie. I nod as I secure my firearm to the holster strapped to my thigh. Then I double-check my equipment. You only thought about it? You didn't actually do it?
It wouldn't have been right for our names to appear on the same piece of paper without your permission.
That's true. Before I can process the meaning behind his words, a rustling sound suddenly comes from the window. A piece of bean-shaped ruby chocolate falls. Clattering, it rolls to my feet. Aw. I look up and see that the last pack of chocolate snacks from the cabinet has been taken down and torn open on the floor. Shichi lifts his face from the snack package, which is bigger than his head, and licks the chocolate residue off his nose. Oh. Let's be glad that Shichi's not an actual dog, because that's potentially a bad. Wait, what did you eat? My body moves before my mind can catch up. I quickly pick up Shichi and check the empty package. You ate all the chocolate? You animals aren't supposed to eat that! Oh no. Poor Shichi. Alright. Oh, jeez. I think... Oh... I wanted to go a bit longer tonight, but man, I'm just not... I'm feeling tired tonight, guys. I tried to have the energy drink to be ready for extended streaming, but I guess that's just not working. Oh well. Appreciate everybody hanging out, but we're going to go ahead and find somebody to read out to. We're just going to do that. Because I would like to rest up. Hey, you take care of yourself. Well, I appreciate that, Sevy. I appreciate that. I guess I'm just getting into the point where it's more habit to get eepy around this time than not. Alright, let's see who is up that we can raid into and send you guys off to hang out with. We are going to be back tomorrow with some Minecraft or Hytale. I haven't decided which one yet. I have not decided which one I want to go with. I'll probably make up that decision before tomorrow's stream. Because I'm actually in a couple different places that are doing Hytale servers. And I do want to get into it, but... Where? Spoofy. Spoofy, you get back over here. Spoofy, we need music to play us out. Thank you. All right. All right. I know what we're going to raid into. We're going to raid a kaiju girl. Just going to send you guys her way. Because right now she's chilling and playing TCG Card Drop Simulator. And I know there's some people in here that enjoy that is their schloop. Alright, but I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow night around the same time for some chill Minecraft vibing and all that. So, you guys have a great night. Thanks you again for hanging out with me, and I appreciate you all. I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Rest up. Take it easy.